said, my name is Amanda, and this is Ethan. And one of the things you have to do in order to go to National Congress is you have to earn it. And we do that through recognition of our portfolios. I won in the Consumer Education and Economics Project group. And with winning, you get a silver bowl. What do you? You also get $500 in savings bonds and a trip to National Congress. If you look over at the projection thingy in a minute, there's a little slideshow we have. This year's theme for 4-H, we're really campaigning, joining the revolution of responsibility. And while we were there, that was the big topic for the whole week. And once she gets that up, we have a presentation that was gone over when we were there. But while they're working on that, Ethan can tell you his favorite things about the trip.
And also, I won in poultry level 2, and I had to work hard to get to there too. So my favorite thing about the whole National Congress trip, besides just getting to meet people from all around the world, was the pen exchange from all the different states. There was 46 out of the 50 states, I think, there total. And we got to do a pen exchange and swap pins from all over that state. So I got cool pins from Hawaii, bumper stickers, and all kinds of cool stuff from different states, and got to try food and meet everybody. And that was probably the most fun. That and speed dating, but we called it speed friendshipping. And that was a lot of fun because there was at least 300 of us in tables like this, going rotations in these rooms and getting to meet a bunch of people. And that was crazy, but it was a lot of fun.
So not only did we have a lot of fun, but we also did a lot of service projects while attending National Congress. The group I was in visited a local elementary school. When we arrived to the school, we saw that it was in a brand new elementary school. We thought it was neat and that we were in a nice neighborhood. However, we later found out that the school was brand new because their old school was burned down by gang violence. I was in a kindergarten class, and the common subject was comparing which bruises their parents had given them the week before. It was a very humbling experience, and it's something I will never forget. Entering the school as a white female, I was in a huge minority. Most of the people were black, and gang violence was huge. And it was very, very humbling, and I will never forget the kindergartners. It's just something you don't forget. It's when you see a 5-year-old saying, oh yeah, this bruise is from Daddy when he got mad at this thing, and this one's from my big sister. We're very blessed here. We don't, being 4-H families and Christian families and being in the environment we are, a lot of us can say we don't have that. And it was just very an emotional experience and a humbling thing. While I was doing my service project, Miss America also came. And she was in the same elementary school with me, so I got to spend the day with her. It was real neat talking to her because a lot of us think, oh, well, she's Miss America, she's blonde, she's going to get up there and be real ditzy and silly. It's, stereotypical. Doesn't care about anything but what she looks like. And she came in jeans and a t-shirt. Very cool. And the first thing she told me was she was her name, and she was honored to meet me. That was kind of big because, she's Miss America and I'm Amanda Rattler from Tennessee. So that was kind of cool. But she said something that I think a lot of us kind of struggle with as teenagers, and at least me for a girl, is when you talk about humility and being humble, it's not putting yourself down and saying, oh, well, so-and-so is prettier than me, or look at that girl, her family does this and goes on these vacations and stuff. But it's putting yourself out there to help others and to serve others and putting your best foot forward. So we've got the projection up, and the first slide, well, over here, it's up. And this is the whole delegation of the state of Tennessee that went. There was, I think, 46 of us, and we, all of us are winners in our project group. Each project group that 4-H offers is represented here, from agricultural to economics to fashion. Everything is pretty much displayed there. And the next slide, Mr. Clint, is just a few things that Ethan and I participated in. At the bottom, your left-hand corner, is me with a student from my elementary class. On the top left-hand corner is Ethan and I at the Coca-Cola Museum, and that was pretty neat. Then we also have a dance. If you ever get to go to a 4-H banquet, 4-Hers always go to the dance. I didn't do that when I was in middle school. They're awesome. They're just fun. You gotta go. At the bottom right-hand corner is a picture of me and Crow Daddy. If you ever make it to a state level event, you will meet Crow Daddy. He's only this tall and has a size 13 shoe. He's huge, and he talks like this. You will never forget him. Him and I got really close this trip. I spent a night in the emergency room with him because I can't walk upstairs. That kind of sums it up. And the next thing is a presentation. I told you guys a little bit earlier about joining the revolution of responsibility. And we talked about, Mr. Clint, you might have to like just press it up. She talked about certain things about being responsible, and it started off with, who are you? And it shows a kid thinking about, the person up here talking, what is she going to say? Okay, this is going to be boring because it was morning orientation, and we just had a dance before, so we were all really tired and no one was listening to her. So these are thoughts running through the head. She wanted to know who was in the congregation, so it showed all the states. Each one of those green dots represent a state that attended the National Congress.
Minus Puerto Rico.
Minus Puerto Rico. Puerto Rico was also there. They were a very lively group. Okay. The green arrow points out the representative from the National 4-H Council had a lady that came and presented this to us. And she talked about famous people who are catalysts. Oprah Winfrey. The next few slides are just people that you may know that are catalysts for change. And she talked about the importance of catalysts, and each one of these had a specific thing. They might have put their mind to one thing, but they were great at that one thing, and sticking to their goals and believing in their dreams. And all of these people, you'll remember Steve Jobs. I don't know where we'd be if we didn't have iPhones today. Beatles, and all of it was because of changes. Changes were made. We talked about not being afraid of change, not being afraid to step out of your comfort zone and make the change. If we look at the definition of catalyst, it's a substance that accelerates change at a faster rate than is otherwise possible. And then, a person whose talk is enthusiastic, always positive, and being a catalyst for change isn't just like, oh, well, I'm going to go and make 1,000 cookies and donate them. You don't have to do something drastically donationable or charitable.
You don't have to do something big. Just the small things help in big ways.
Right. It could start off with smiling at someone you walk past. Then she talked about the ABCs and all the questions there. And she talked about your story. Mr. Clint, we could stop there. When she talked about what's your story, she asked us, where do you come from? What do you do? 4-Hers, it could be your project group. It could be your family life at home. What do you do that makes a difference from when you first get up in the morning? I wasn't a morning person for a very long time. My family will tell you that. You don't talk to Amanda before 8 o'clock. You just don't. So I had to learn that when I got out of bed, I needed to smile first thing, even if I didn't feel like it, because it made a difference. So she talked about making your story and making those simple changes that becomes a catalyst for change. Okay, we're done.